prison and they slammed that door, I knew, the magnitude of the decisions that I made and the poor judgment and what I, allowed to happen to the animals. And, it's no way of, explaining, the hurt and the guilt that I felt. And that was the reason I crashed so many nights, and that put it all into perspective. I want to personally apologize to Commissioner Goodell, Arthur Blank, Coach Bobby Petrino, my Atlanta Falcons teammates. That's what it's all about. Thursday night.
Completely reinvented himself as a player, and that it's nothing short of astounding. In fact, it defies all logic. Guys don't miss 2 full NFL seasons and then improve. And not just improve, but return as the league MVP. That doesn't happen, and especially not at that position. Fact is, prison did not make him a better player. He didn't go longest yard, play a bunch of pickup ball in the pen, and learn how to go through his progressions and actually play within the confines of a system. Prison did not make him a better player, but it made him a better person.
Football don't even matter. That's a
losing
sad
$135 million contract doesn't matter.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Why
I
not?
deserve to lose that because of what I was doing.
You deserve to lose it.
Yeah, I deserve to lose it. I deserve to lose the $130 million. Why would a guy who's making $130 million and, on the flip side, killing dogs or doing the wrong things, why would you don't deserve it?
What's up, everybody? I'm back. It's your boy Coach. I'm back and I'm on fire. Hey, that opening clip, that was my man Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? I know he done the dog fighting stuff, but you know what? Everybody act like that was something new. They doing that in the hood and in certain places everywhere in the world. I hate to say it, and I ain't taking up for them, but all I'm saying is we need to stop the dog fighting. We need to take care of our animals. I do agree with you with that, but that's something that's done every day. He just got caught. He paid the price. He lost a, $135 million contract.
That's crazy.
And just to give that up, and you heard him say it didn't matter. It didn't matter. He done wrong, and he had to pay for it. And, Mike, I want to say, hey, I commend you on standing up and being a stand-up guy through what he's going through. But, hey, I got my man on here, Chuck. What's up, Chuck?
Yo, man. Right on for having me here. I appreciate it, brother.
Oh, man, it's all good. Me and you got a lot of work to do. You know, me and you really talked on some deep stuff. Hey, but just like that song a minute ago with Nas and Damian Marley, count your blessings. How important is it to count your blessings, baby?
Man, it's very important. That's all you got, man. You got to know, man, it could be a whole lot worse. No matter what you're facing, it could be a whole lot worse.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Miss Peaches on the line? Miss Peaches.
I'm here.
Miss Peaches, come on, chime in and tell me about Chuck.
Wow, what he brought before the break just really, had me stopping and thinking, and it is so true. Everything he said is very true. People are out there doing things, and like you asked, Cogee, what about the parents that are good parents? They didn't raise their kids to do that. They didn't leave them alone. They were, there for them all through their childhood, and then to grow up and turn around and basically spit in the face of your parent, like, hey, this is what I want to do. That's not right. And, there is only one end to that, and it's a dead end. It's a dead-end road.
Right. And, Chuck, you know what? We're going to jump right into this, and I'm going to ask you this question, and we're going to keep it straight about prison because people think it's fun. People think it's cool. They don't understand when you go to prison, you lose your babies. You can have a newborn baby and get out, and your baby's got a baby. You're a grandfather.
Yeah. Trust me, I know.
Right. But see, the thing about it is, I think some people, you know what, Chuck, I'm going to say this. Before you do dirt, everybody listen to me out here, and I'm going to let Chuck flow on it. Before you do dirt, know the law. Right or wrong, Chuck?
That's good right there. You better know the law, because if you don't, they know the law better than you, and they can, them people, man, are very professional in making sure that you get a lot of time in prison, man. There ain't no doubt about that.
And then in the midst of it, Chuck, they critique the law a little bit.
Well, I mean, they can if you're ignorant to the game.
Yeah. But what about like when certain things happen and then they threw that RICO law in real quick? Remember that?
Well, the reality is even today, people are still fighting that stuff today.
Right. Right. But how many young cats did you know? And you was a young cat when you went. How old were you?
I was 16 when I went to DOC.
Oh. So tell me about that. You 16 years old, ain't never been incarcerated, ain't never been away from your parents, and then you stripped away from life, literally.
From life, man. It was a struggle, brother. I had to find my way, man, and the truth of the matter is that in 1988 is when I got in trouble, man. I went to DOC a year later, 1989, and brother, it was rough, man. I had to find my way, but the reality is you can take any situation that you're in and you can use it as a stepping stone, or you can make it a stumbling block.
Yeah.
And for me, I was fortunate enough that I was able to use it as a stepping stone and make something good of my life, even though something was bad in my life.
Right. And for everybody who's just joined in, this is my man Chuck on the phone, who's done 23 years. I repeat, you didn't hear it wrong. He done 23 years in prison to get out,
sir.
And he's doing great things. And we're going to get to the great things, but I want to keep it on this because it's needed right now. And one thing I do notice, everybody that's really listening right now, Chuck, some people, they'll only hear the negative in what me and you going to talk about more than your positive. You get what I'm saying? Because people are just, they program like that nowadays. Before you pick up something good in the news out, they'll pick up the Inquirer. Something they know that they lying on half of the people, you know what I'm saying, bamboozling the public.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask you right now, Chuck, take us to prison. In your mind, tell these young people who don't understand what they are going to experience, and kind of keep it PG a little bit, but really give me I know you can go there, but hey, that's in time on my next show. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, take us there and in-store a person for the first day walking through the doors, and you got 22 more years to go. As quick as possible.
Yeah, quick as possible. I think the first thing that happens when you get to prison is you realize that it's a lifestyle, man. It's a new lifestyle. It's no shopping malls. It's no Walmart, whatever you got out here, man. Them things are substituted on the inside. Relationships are substituted on the inside. It's no more male-female relationships. You got men laying with men, and people are in there killing each other. People are in there doing drugs. People are in there doing the same thing people are out here doing, except it's a whole lot worse, and the price is even higher on the inside. And for a young person to come from the street and go into that lifestyle, that is one of the most corrupt things that a young mind can handle. And even if you make it through, maybe you can make it through, 10 or 15 or 20 years in prison. The reality and the question is what kind of person are you going to be when that 15 or 20 years is over? Right. Are you going to be the kind of person that your mama wants living in her house or sitting in her living room? Is she going to even recognize you anymore? Because prison can strip the goodness of a person. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the reality is when you lose that thing, bro, you can't get it back.
Right.
You can't get it back.
So for all the guys out there, I meet a lot of guys, they feel they hard as nails on the street, and when they go to prison, they feel like they can't get turned out. And when I say turned out, I'm talking about when you walking down that line and men are hollering at you and telling you, yeah, I'm going to get you, I'm going to do. Tell me some of the games that's played, the way they turn them out. For some of these people who know more than me and you, Chuck.
Well, I mean, some of that is the way it is. I mean, there's a lot of dudes that they're not privy, they're not up on game. How we lived in the prison, man. We've been around that for a long time. We ain't got nothing to do all day but think about how to take advantage of somebody coming in the system, But the truth of the matter is that once you get in the system, you already are turned out. That means you're susceptible to everything that happens in that place. You might not be the one to get turned out, but you stay in the prison long enough, you might be the one turning somebody else out. And if you stay in the prison long enough, it might not be you getting stabbed or you getting killed, but it may be someone having you go and do that for them. The reality is you are turned out as soon as you walk through them doors. And everybody in the prison system is turned out in some form or fashion.
Right. So you're basically saying that in prison, what people don't understand is feast or famine, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's the strongest of the fittest, man. Whoever's the strongest survives. And even if you are strong, prison have a way of making you feel very small, man. You know what I mean? They strip you of dignity and of your pride, getting strip searched, and your family coming to visit you. Sometimes they are subject to strip search and stuff like that. You don't want your family and your loved ones to have to live that way, man. Come on now.
Right. And tell the people about the cries you heard at night, grown men.
Well, yeah, it's not even at night. You can wake up and hear it in the daytime, man. Prison is a hard place, and don't nobody want to be there.
Yeah.
Everybody makes mistakes and choices and decisions, and they end up in situations like that. But I guarantee you, man, after you've been in there for a while, man, you regret it. And no one wants to be there, man. No one wants to spend their life away from being out here.
Right. So talk to the young cats out here, man, and the young women. Before you pull that gun out, when you're in the midst of your anger and you think you're going to pull that gun out, put something on their mind real quick.
When you pull that gun out, you have to remember that it's easy to take a life, but it's hard to repay for the life that you took. As a matter of fact, you'll never be able to repay the life that you took. You can never give it back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's people all over the world suffering because of the loss of someone under the hands of violence. And I'm strong against the violent thing, I promise you that. But the truth of the matter is that, you know, when you get caught up, and you will get caught up, you know, I don't know if you can even wrap your mind around what it feels like to hear that you're getting sentenced to life in prison, that you have the opportunity to never see the other side of the fence again, ever in life. That's a cold reality right there, man. And you ain't thinking about that when you're getting ready to pull that trigger.
Half of the people that's going to pull that trigger, they, you know, even though a public defender is free, but they can't even afford that. You get what I'm trying to say?
Even a lawyer that you can afford, you know what I'm saying? It's highly likely that if you break the law, you have to pay for it, man. You might not get life, but the reality is that you have to pay for it, and you might not pay for it with 10 years, 15, 20 years, but you might pay for it with $30 or $40 or $50,000 or more. And there goes all of the rest of the stuff that you may have been able to use for your future.
Right. So what do you say to grown men that got beef? I mean, guys that's in their 40s and 30s and all, he's still holding grudges and got beef and all that. What do you say to these people about they want to go to jail at the age of 40-something? You know what I'm saying? What do you say to these guys?
I'm going to just say it like this. Homie, you know better. Period, point blank. You go out there and you break the law, you know what you got coming, and you can't say that you didn't know. You got to take everything that comes along with it, man. Don't be crying about, you know, I got done wrong and woo woo woo. The reality is you gave them a reason to do something bad to you. It don't take a whole lot to stay out of trouble, man.
Right. What does it take to stay out of trouble?
It takes a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of understanding, and a lot of love for yourself, man. If I love myself, I'm not going to put myself in harm's way. If I love myself, man, I'm not going to put my family in harm's way. If I love myself, man, I'm going to do things that are good for me and keep me alive and keep me healthy and keep me strong, man. If I hate myself, I'm going to hurt myself. But if I love myself, I'm going to take care of myself.
Yeah, that's like me, man. I mentor to a lot of brothers, man. I got a lot of brothers that I mentor to. I mean, everybody on my panel right now, but we all mentor to each other. But I tell them all the time, and this is what I'm saying, Chuck, and I want you to speak on this. I got soldiers. When I say soldiers, I really have true soldiers that ride with me. But I tell them all the time, if you go out and you do something, and I done put you on these airwaves with me, tell them what they'll do to me, Chuck. Break it down.
Man.
Tell them how blessed they are to have somebody to pick them up and put them in the car and ride with them on some positive stuff.
Well, the truth of the matter is that if you guys got love for this man who is sowing into your life, don't ruin his reputation by putting him on blast, going out there and making a fool of his name. You know what I mean? The reality, Cogee, is you work hard to get where you at in your life, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, you could have easily made some left turns, man, and wound up in a situation similar to mine or somebody else's, but you made some pretty positive choices and decisions, and now you got a good example of what positive choices and decisions make. But you know, we can hurt you by going out here disrespecting the game, because then people are gonna be like, man, that Cogee, he ain't nothing, man. He believes in dudes that ain't worth a damn. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the truth is that if we got respect and love for you, we should be trying to lift you up by living our life right.
Yeah, you're definitely right, man, because like I said, I'm putting people on there, giving them a chance, man, to apologize to the whole world, but yet put the people on their radar to see them do great things. You get what I'm saying?
Amen. That's what's up, man.
All right, so let's do this real quick. Let's talk to our women. Now, I don't want to leave our women out. Our women mean so much to me on this show, and I mean
Amen.
that. I mean that. I love my mama, and if I love my mama, you know what I'm saying, I love other women. I try to love them the same way. You get what I'm trying to say, but I'm saying with the love to uplift. What do you say to our young women out here, man, that's going through the prison system, and they abandon these kids and, you know, that whole situation?
It's the same story and it's universal, but the only variation I can put to it is that you have to love yourself a little more harder. You young ladies, you gotta be out there and work a little bit harder, because you got so much more to lose, man. When it comes down to your kids, or if you're gonna have kids, or if you already have kids, whatever you got going on in your life, you gotta remember that the choices and decisions that you make does not only affect you. You got to take care of your family, man. You got to take care of your life.
Yeah, you're definitely right. So I got it's a young G. He's on my panel. He want to talk to you. Go ahead.
How you doing, Chuck?
What's up, man?
I'm doing all right. Hey, before I ask you this, I want to say you're a good man, Chuck. The way I hear you talking, you got a lot of love
Thank you, brother.
in your heart, man, and you deserve whatever second chance you get, man, for real.
Thank you, man.
Hey, but I want to ask you, Chuck, what can you tell about, you know, the followers? What about the people who get caught up in the mix? They want to go the right way, but they just in love with that lifestyle, and they want to, you know, they want to be on somebody's team, or, you know, they want to show somebody, or prove to somebody that they got it in them, when it really ain't them, because you can believe it or not. And we really got followers nowadays more than ever. So what can you touch on about that?
Yeah, it's a flunky affair out here for real.
Well, I guarantee you they got a busload of flunkies going to Department of Corrections every day.
Right.
And, you know, the reality is that whether you're in the front or whether you're in the back, the results are the same. You got to think for yourself. You got to make choices and decisions for yourself, because you're the one that's going to reap the benefits, good or bad, of them choices and decisions, man. Period, point blank.
Yeah,
Right.
that's real.
Right.
I can't put it no other way, man. I'm sorry.
Okay, good job, Chuck. Like I said, man, you blessed, man, and, you know, you're a good man, Chuck.
Hey, man, thank you, brother.
All
I
right,
appreciate
No
that,
problem, man.
All right, Chuck, it's my man Alan, man. He want to holler at you right now.
Hey, Chuck, how you doing, man?
Yo, all right now?
Man, hey, I just want to say, you know, I'm happy that you've been given that second chance. And from what I hear, you're doing something positive with it, you know. And a lot of people who's in the system, when they come out, they don't take that second chance and do something positive. You know,
That's right.
They're stuck on that negative, and, you know, they go right back to the lifestyle that they came from, you know. And, you know, I wish there was a lot more people like you who would take that second chance and do something right. Now, my question for you is, what was the one thing while you was locked up for 22 years, 23 years, that kept you focused and just kept you just fighting, knowing that when you get out, you was going to just turn your whole life around?
I have a sister, and my sister loves me, man, more than anything in this world, man. My sister, she's the bomb. And
That's cool.
I hurt my family, man. I hurt my family real bad, you know what I mean? But the thing of it is that my sister, she believed in me, man. She forgive me for all the stuff that I did that was wrong, and, you know, regardless of what happened and how it went down, you know, she was able to see me and love me through that situation. And when we finally got to a place where I had my little Damascus Road experience, we'll call it, my thing was that I don't want to hurt her no more. I don't want to hurt my family no more. So I had to, you know, that was something that really kept me motivated to make, you know, decent choices and decisions. And I mean, you know, I got twisted up a little bit while I was in the joint, but I did the best I could, man, because I want to make my family proud of me. I don't want to make a fool of my family and my friends. You know what I mean?
Right. But when you was in there, Chuck, did you acquire more time getting in trouble, fighting, stabbing, doing something? But before you answer that, we gonna let the people know, what did you go to prison for? I know, but let's talk to the people for a second.
I got convicted of first-degree murder, and I got sentenced to life in prison. And at that time, when I got sentenced back in '89, life was 40 years before you could see the parole board. So you had to do 40 years in prison before you were able to see the parole board.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But I didn't get in a lot of trouble. Well, I didn't get caught for all the trouble that I got in when I was in the system.
Right.
But the thing is that I got my life on track, man, and I wound up having to make a lot of decisions that was different from what I was accustomed to when I first went in the system. So, you know, through a series of events, I got what's called a commutation from the governor of Colorado. He's the one that blessed me, you know, with the opportunity to be out. God is the one that touched his heart for me, but you know, I got to commute, and that's how I got out of jail. I still got life. I'm just got life, and I'm on parole.
Right. So you still under their thumb.
Yeah, I'm still under the thumb, man.
Right. But let me say this, and a lot of people don't know, and I know we can't go deep on that. We're going to let that ride because that don't matter right now. But you went to jail. You killed a family member, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty tragic accident, and some stuff went down that wasn't supposed to go down, and I wound up in this situation, man. It was crazy.
Right. So it's what we're going to do right now. So like I said, I think people heard enough, man, to open their eyes and make them think right now. And I do appreciate it. Now let's get on the star-studded side. Let's get on the great comeback, you know, the second chance achiever. Tell us about it, brother. What you doing right now?
Well, I'm working on. I started a business while I was in the joint called Maestro Entertainment Productions, and it's MYSTRO, by the way, Maestro Entertainment Productions. And I started this thing in prison. My sister and I started this business, and I started a recording studio in the joint. Was recording all kind of my music and recording for all of the guys in there, and it's something that I just wanted to do with my life. So now I'm out here just re-recording all my music, getting it up to date, and getting it sounding a lot better because I got better equipment, of course, and I'm putting it down, man.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. But let me ask you something. When you was in there, let me bring this up too. You know, one of our good friends that's in jail is Life Jennings. My man Alan, man, right now, him and Life grew up together, and man, it's pretty bad that he went back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And so, you know, he was supposed to be on the show today, but we having a part 2 next week. And hopefully we got Life Jennings coming on. I don't want to tell everybody we got a lot more surprises of we got a star-studded show coming. But Life's going to try to call in from prison and talk to the people and drop it on them. And like I said, I think I'm going to have you swing back down the block again next week. You get what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man.
And, you know, we can definitely make it happen, man. But with this, when you was in there, what kept you focused on that you was going to make this dream come alive? I know you was working on it in jail, but you really didn't know if it would manifest, right or wrong?
Right. But here's the thing, brother. I'm in a place in my life, man, where going back to jail or getting in trouble and breaking people's heart is not an option. It's not an option. And if that's the case, that means whatever means necessary, I got to do the right thing, man. And, you know, I hung in there and I did the right thing, not because I was looking for accolades from people for it and, you know, people all swinging, talking about, hey, Maestro, you this, that, or the other. I did it because it's the right thing to do, man.
Right. And you know what? You touch people a lot quicker with music, right or wrong?
Music just touches feelings that words can't do it.
Right. You definitely right, man. You definitely right. And like I said, man, when my man LJ told me about you, man, he was so lit up. I mean, the brother was lit up telling me about you. He's like, Kogee, man, this brother, man, I know y'all both are deep. If y'all two can just talk on the phone for a minute, I guarantee you. I said, we don't even got to talk for a minute. If you this lit up about this brother, we going to make it happen. So me and you talk today, and you know it only took me and you, 3 minutes to know this is what me and you wanted to do, you know?
Yeah, that's what's up, man, and I appreciate this, brother. I really do.
Yeah, man, and like I said, man, you opened your heart, man. But what would you say to these young guys out here that's got great fathers, man, that's role models right now and showing them the way and leading them by example?
Man, I would tell them, man, follow them. Watch them, man. Do what they do because that's the epitome of success. That's what freedom looks like. Freedom don't look like even me. You know what I mean? I made some bad choices and decisions in my life, man, and I served a lot of time for it. People like Michael Vick, you want to look at him and want to be like him, but the reality is that, you know, take the good part of a person, man. Don't look at that bad stuff and understand, man, that we all make mistakes. And, you know, don't put people so high on a pedestal because if they fall, your heart is going to be broken.
Yeah.
But look at the good stuff in them people, man, and emulate that. Just like the man said in the Bible, imitate me as I imitate Christ.
Right.
If it ain't got him in it, don't imitate me.
Yeah, you definitely right, man. You definitely right. Miss Peaches. Oh, okay, she must be gone off the line. Okay. So
Can you hear me?
what do you want to say to Chuck real quick before we wrap it up?
Oh, Chuck, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all your words of wisdom. You helped the gentleman out as well as the ladies today, and that's important because we are always trying to reach out to them, too. We know it's a huge struggle for a lot of women out here. They've most times left with the kids, and you know what I'm saying? So we definitely have to help uphold them as much as we do our men. So really appreciate you. Thank you very much, and I can't wait till next week.
Absolutely. Thank you as well.
There it is. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to swing around the board real quick and let everybody give you some love before we sign you out, man, and then we'll break it up. Okay.
Right, Chuck,
go
man.
ahead, Young G.
Good luck, Chuck, man. I'd like to say would love to see, you know, how you turn out and listen to your music, be following up on you. You're a good man, for real.
Right on, brother. Thank you, man.
And this is Big Blaze on the panel.
What's going on, Chuck? Heard your testimony.
What's up, man?
Oh, man. Here we go again. What's up? Nah, man, it's definitely stay positive and be a good role model for these kids, man, because they ain't got much hope these days. And if somebody like you can bounce back, then they don't have to have a first time. They don't have to know what the inside of a jail's like. They don't have to know what real hardship is like. So we need more people to stay positive and keep these kids from going in places like jail and prison. You know what I mean?
Right on, man.
And you're gonna keep a lot of the older cats positive too.
That's right.
There's a lot of people across the nation that are going through something right now.
Right.
And they need this.
Trouble knocks on everybody's door, brother.
Yeah.
You got that right. Alan, man.
Hey, I just want to say, man, congratulations on being out, getting a second chance. And
Thank you, man.
Anyone can fall, but it takes a real man, a real woman,
Get back up.
a real strong person to get back up and to move forward.
Amen. Amen.
There it is.
I'm up and moving forward. I promise you that.
You moving and shaking right now, ain't you, man? You like Hammer. You like Hammer on the other side of the phone right now.
It's hammer time.
You know it's right. Hey, man, the host Cogee. I want to tell you something, man. You lit it up today, brother.
Well, right on, brother. Thank you for not only for giving me an opportunity to speak my heart, but thank you for having a heart, man, for putting a story like this out there, man. Not a lot of radio stations, man, are willing to look at realities and truths like this,
Oh yeah, hey man, I'm on a lot of people's radars, man. I mean, my producer's been getting a lot of calls from people, man. So I'm ready to take things higher, man. It's a lot of people see what I'm touching and what I'm doing. I'm always imitated. You know what I'm saying? You know how they go.
Yes, sir.
Always.
Yes,
but
sir.
hey, what God got for me, it don't even matter. Hey, if I'm making people change and try to do the best, hey, so be it. But where God's gonna take me, man, let me tell you, I got plenty of people that's gonna follow, long as I be right. You know what I'm saying?
Man, do your thing and remember, Cogee, what you just said. What God has for you is for you.
That's right. You definitely
I mean?
right. Oh yeah.
You keep doing your thing, man. And if you ever need me, man, holler at your boy.
Oh man, I'm definitely gonna do that. But I want to say, man, I'm so proud of you. You're a role model to me, and I look up to you. And like I said, I'm definitely gonna be giving you phone calls when I go through certain things. I got something on my mind. Hey, you gonna put me back in line. You know what I'm saying?
I'll let your boy. I'll put you straight. I promise you that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But kick us your websites and kick us everything. And like I said, I want people to be on your radar. And if you're doing music right now, hey, go to this man. This man's positive. This man's going to give you the real, and he's going to push you forward.
Well, I appreciate that, man. My website is www.maestroent.com. That's MYSTROENT.com. And we're in the process of uploading some new music and stuff like that. But you can always hear some good stuff on my website. And if you ever want to drop me a line on my website, you can drop me an email at the same address, and it's all good, man.
Okay, and like I said, man, you'll be coming. Like I said, man, you my new family member, man. You're part of the village, baby. And when you do something, you swing through here and let me know what you're doing, and we're gonna talk about it. Let's stay connected, man. Let's keep everybody on this radar, and let's move forward. Let's change people, and let's change the world, baby.
That's what's up, Cogee. Thank you, brother.
Okay, man. Hey, you stay cool, man. And like I said, stay tuned into the show, man. Go to my website, click in, baby, and hey, stay tuned in because it's ready to get hot.
That's what's up, man.
Okay, thank you, man. I'll be talking to you
guys,
soon.
You guys have a good one, man.
All right, be easy, man.
God bless you.
All right, take it easy.
Bye-bye.
All right, so everybody, hey, I want y'all to stay tuned. It's still getting hot. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give y'all a few minutes. We're going to break for a minute. We're going to come back. We got another hot boy in the seat that's ready to bring it to us and tell us about what he's been through, his hot book, and everything. Hey, I got love for y'all, and I do this for the people. I'm nothing without y'all, all right? Hey, hold on. It's Cogee, baby, and listen to this song. I mean that. All right, peace.
You were here with me.
What's up, everybody? I'm back, baby. We star-studded. Hey, that was my man Chuck. Hey, my man Chuck keeps it 100, but this man on the line right now, this is my brother right here. This is my boy. Hey, he's putting it down. He also went to prison. He's got a story. But while he was in there, he put his mind to work. You know what I'm saying? He started reaching out to try to help these women. Miss Peaches.
Hey, I'm here, Coach.
Come on, tell us about this man I'm going to bring in, Mr. Watts. Tell us a little something about him from the last show.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's got a lot of knowledge, and he dropped it on us. We had our Valentine's special, and he was, breaking it down about relationships, when it's time to hold on tighter or when it's time to move on, and he's got a lot of good stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, Mr. John Watts, how you doing today, sir?
Okay, my brother, thank you, and hello, Jay, to you and everyone else that's listening to this program today.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I had to let Peaches bring you in, man. You know how y'all was clowning back and forth.
Oh, yeah, I know Peaches had little things for me. But it's okay.
You already All right, man. So, look, check this out, everybody. This is my man, John Watts. He got a powerful book called, what is it, Mr. Watts?
Power of the V. And I just want to clear everything up. The V does not mean vagina. The V means voice, virtue, and validation.
There it
Every
is.
woman should learn how to self-validate herself.
There it is, definitely. But before we get into that, we ready to jump into it, and we ready to run hard right now, brother. Tell us about what happened, why you went to prison, quick as you can, and then we're going to talk about the transformation, and we'll just come forward. But give the people who think it can't happen to them, anybody can slip up and things can happen. Go and break it down, brother.
Okay, well, back in 1992, I decided to open up a home health care agency in Los Angeles. I became the first black owned home health care agency. And after about a year, I hired some people, and they overbilled Medicare behind my back. And by my name being on the license, the provider number, and I'm on the corporation, the judge felt that I was responsible for everything that happened. So the person that overbilled, he didn't go to jail, but I went to prison for not actually overviewing my responsibility as a CEO of my company. And I ended up serving 9 years.
Wow, 9 years. Let me ask you a question, John. When it came time to go to court and you heard, you was indicted or you was going to go through this, did you think it was that serious?
No, not at the beginning, because I didn't think that it really had anything on me, because I've never done the billing. I mean, I always left that up to another billing department. So I felt that, okay, I'm not going to go to prison. How am I going to go to prison when I have a billing department and they admitted that they've done wrong? And, of course, they didn't see it that way.
Right. But in that situation, did anybody else get any time other than you?
Another guy got 10 months.
Wow. 10 months. Wow. But in that situation, John, when you found out what happened, I mean, what reason did they not give you probation, restitution? Why they didn't do nothing like that?
But they didn't want to give me that because there was too much money involved. It was $4 million.
Wow. So when you standing in court and the judge called a verdict, take me there.
Okay, well, when the judge told me that he was giving me 10 years, I didn't believe it at first. I'm honestly almost passed out, bro, because how can I get 10 years? I couldn't believe it.
Right.
So, but my family, everybody, they was disappointed, they hurt, and so there was nothing we could do about it at that time.
Wow. So when they said 10 years, where did your mind go to? Once you knew it was stamped and he hit the mallet and he said 10 years, where you at right there mentally?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Man, I almost passed out, bro. 10 years?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what I'm going to do with 10 years, man. And what made it so bad is that when I went to court, I was supposed to go to court and then leave. But then they took my bonds from me that morning around 8:30. I just dropped my two daughters off at school, and I was supposed to pick them up at 1 o'clock. And all I could do is just kept on looking at the clock and say, oh, my God, I'm not going to be able to pick up my kids at 1 o'clock. They're going to be probably panicking. They don't have cell phones, you know, and they're probably wondering what happened to Daddy. And so I kept going through my mind, who's going to pick them up? You know, was somebody else going to pick them up? Was some stranger come by and kidnap my daughters? I mean, I just forget about, okay, we're taking your bond, but we're going to lock you up. I wanted to get to a phone to get someone to pick up my kids.
Right. Wow, man, that's deep. But in that whole situation, what people don't understand, John, when you went to prison, they didn't understand all the things that was going to take place from a mistake, as far as your family going through stuff. I mean, it's deep. Talk to the people out there, John, right now, these young ones. Let's talk to our village. You know, me and you done this before, and me and you, we're going to keep riding positive. Talk to the people right now about when you go to prison, what all your family is in store for.
Yeah, well, okay, well one, if you're older and you're married or you have a wife, or you have a significant other or partner and you're living together, that woman is going to go through a lot. She's going to go through a lot of changes. You're not the only one that's locked up. She's also locked up. Your mother is locked up. If you have a dad, he's locked up, along with your sibling and your children. You're not the only one to go to prison. Just because you're not behind the bars doesn't mean that you incarcerated. Those that love you, you are just incarcerated than people at the same time when you went away. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's more than just, you know, what we've done to ourselves, but we have to look at what we're going to do to other people. So when people are out there selling drugs, robbing banks, or whatever they decide to do, their choice of crime, I think it's very imperative that they learn the understanding the possibility of what's going to happen, you know, and how they're going to hurt the other people that love them, if they have people that love them. Now, if you don't have nobody love you, you don't have no kids, then do your due, man. You know, more power to you.
Right.
But just be careful, because when you go to prison, everybody else goes to prison.
Right. And tell them about prison. Take me to your first day. Take me to your first 2 nights of prison.
For the first 2 nights, well, actually, you don't go to prison till after you get sentenced, and usually take anywhere from 3 to 6 months for them to transfer you to a prison.
Right, but I'm talking. I'm sorry. Hold on, John. I'm sorry. What I meant by that was, I understand you stay in jail for a while, but when you walk over into prison, that's a whole new different animal, right or wrong?
Yeah, that's a whole nother animal.
Okay, that's what I want you to talk about, that animal. See, people nowadays, they need to hear, you know, people only listen to the negative. So we're going to give them the negative and make them, the ones that think they hard and it can't happen to me and I can handle anything, take them there, John.
Yeah. Okay, the first day that I got off the bus, they sent me from Los Angeles all the way to Yazoo, Mississippi, brother, where there's only a population of 600 people. And when I got off the bus, and they handcuff, you shackle, you know, and they take you all the way into a processing center where you're there for another day to be processed. And then I walked in. The next day, you walk into the yard. That's where reality hit. You look at all these people, 1,600 men, no women in sight, 1,600 men, white, black, Mexican, Indian, every race, ages from 18 all the way to 60, 80, 90 years old, man. I've seen people, one guy with no legs, no hands, and that man had 20 years. What type of crime did he do to go to prison for 20 years? I could not believe it. You know what I'm saying? And when I walked there, I knew that, okay, this is going to be my life for the next 8.5 to 9 years. So I had to immediately adjust myself to living in prison for that amount of time. So all that going to dinner, going to supper clubs and whining and dining and shopping, All that stuff stops. All that stuff stops. You're going to eat what they tell you to eat. You're going to go to the bathroom when they tell you to go to the bathroom. There have been many times I needed to go pee, and they said, we're on lockdown, nobody moved for hours. And I had to end up finding an empty milk carton to use the restroom, man, because they were not going to let you out of your cell for the next 20 hours because we was on lockdown because somebody got stabbed. And it's not easy. It's really, really not easy. Federal is a little bit better than state, but I've done both, state and federal, and state is worse.
Right. Well, you know what? Talk about state real quick. I want it all out of you today, brother. And then, like I said, then we're gonna go to the rainbow, man. We're gonna go to the good you. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. Talk about state.
Okay, well, let me take you back to 1988. 1988, I owned a nightclub called Casanova in Marina Del Rey. Okay. Where there were some white guys that used to come there and have drinks and stuff, and they befriended me. And then one day they said, hey, we got some friends that sell drugs. If you know anybody, let me know. This is my number, and I can get you whatever you need at a good price. I said, I don't do drugs. He said, I'm sure, but I'm looking at your clientele. I'm sure there's some drug dealers that probably need some dope one day. So about 6 months later, this guy came to me, John, man, I need to get 200 kilos. I said, well, I got a phone number. I don't know if it's real or not. He said, well, man, call the dude and see get you set up. I called, I set it up. It was entrapment. They confiscated $3.2 million in cash. Me and my buddy went to jail. We were looking at 19 years. Then they reduced it down to 6 years. So all I really done was made a phone call. And then from there, after a year, they sent me to state prison. I went to Tehachapi. And it was crazy in statement. That was my first time I've ever been arrested. Never had a record. I was 26 years old. I lost my nightclub. I had a girlfriend. Well, I actually had a baby mom. We were living together. I lost her. When you go to jail, you lose a lot, bro. You lose more than just money and cars and jewelry. If you got a woman and you're going to do some time, more than a year, you're pretty much going to lose unless she's 80 years old and she got nothing else to do with the weight. When she's young, she's out of there, man. But at that point, I didn't care about the woman. You know what I'm saying? It was about my life. Now I got 6 years. I got to do half of that. And I went to state. And every other day there was a fight. I've seen 2 people get stabbed. One guy hung himself. One guy got tossed off the balcony, broken neck and died. I mean, the state is like, man, you're in Iraq, bro. They don't care. They don't give a damn. The whites against blacks, Mexicans against blacks. So we really had a struggle, man. We had to fight the whites and we had to fight the Mexicans. And we was all unnumbered.
Right.
So it's crazy, man.
So what's the reason, John, that people can't come together in prison? Let's talk about that real quick.
Well, they can come together, but in prison they got cliques. You got the Bloods. The Bloods are going to run with the Crips. You got the Crips. The Crips don't want to be with the Bloods. In federal, all blacks come together. Right. I never do with Bloods, Crips, Power Rule. All of that to go out the window. We're one race, one color. We're sticking together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how we have numbers in the federal, but in the state, it's every man for himself.
Wow. And that's, man. But see, the reason why I asked you is because a lot of people just don't know. It's some people that's like really oblivious to jail life. You know what I'm saying? And why can't people get along? Or why is it so much turmoil? Hey, it's feast of famine in there, right or wrong?
Yep.
So when you was in there, John, and you had daughters, what does that do? I want you to say it quick as possible, and I want you to stay on the phone. I'm bringing you back in the next hour and still let you flow for a little bit, and then we're going to get into the book. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll break you out, but I need this from you, brother. You got a lot of knowledge, and I want it. But real quick as possible, what do you want to say to the men that have daughters when they go in?
The men that have daughters, man, I think it's worse on them because we as a father, we lose our manhood and our responsibility to be fathers and dads to our children, especially young girls. When you got young girls, 12, 13, 14 years old, they're growing up. And that is the time that we need to be there to give them guidance for relationships because they're going to want to date little boys and they're going to want to date men. And we need to give them the guidance and guide them in the right direction. And when you go to prison and you go for 5, 6, 10, 20 years, you lose all of that. Okay. You lose it all, man. My daughters end up having 2 of my daughters. When I left, they were not pregnant. One was 12, one was 13. When I come back 9 years later, they got 6 kids, 6 baby daddy.
Oh wow! Hold on, John. Hold on, John. Hold on. Let me interrupt you 1 second. We on like 11 seconds. We're gonna go into the next hour real quick, and we're gonna pick right back up with this. I got it wrote down. We're gonna pick right back up, but I want you to hold on, and we're gonna finish this. Okay, my brother?
Right.
All right, everybody. This is my man John Watts. We're going into the third hour. Hey, we'll be right back. I want everybody to stay strong and still start studying. More power guests. We got my man coming in, Kevin Randleman, gonna tell his story, and we'll be right back. This is Conversations with Cogee, baby. We'll be right back.